Man, I done got hit up like 2, 3 times in the past hour of people asking me, am I kind of keeping up with the Mac Minister situation? I haven't. I've seen a couple things. That's why I did a little post, either a post or a video on it not too long ago. But I'm hearing that I guess the situation, and me and Mac Minister talked about this in one of our interviews, or the Mac Minister Mondays, where one of the people I believe that said they were a witness to this quote unquote situation, come to find out this person was locked up in Atlanta in custody at that time when the situation's supposed to happen out, I guess, in KC. So it's no way that he could be a witness to something if he was incarcerated across the country. So I don't know if that's going to end up being a situation where they're going to end up letting Mac Minister out or not. But I guess since if they got the judge that's looking at the case now to at least look at that, they may open up everything else to see what's going on. You know, in that particular situation, I can't give no opinion on what's what because I hear, you know, all type of stuff. So it's not for me to give my opinion on. All I can do is just report the news. But what's been going on with y'all? Ain't nobody said nothing. Where y'all checking in from? What's good? Bro, think twice. What's good with it? What's going on, man? Then on top of that, you already see they double back with the YSL Rico, and there's about to be a lot of Ricos going on. You ain't got necessarily turn that down, but it's gonna be a lot of Ricos hitting. Cause please believe, as they digging and doing these investigations for years and years and years, they not looking at just one set of group. It's just once, maybe whoever they started on first or whoever they got the most information on at that particular time, that's who they gonna end up pulling in, and then you can start seeing other people scrambling, you know, trying to do quote unquote more positive stuff in the community or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But once they own you and start stacking up enough stuff, it's gonna come. Even if you decided today to just totally stop doing violent crimes and all that stuff, shit, you know. But I guess I hear the conversation of people because there's always been some little thing in between. What's the dude name? What's the guy name? Sauce Walker and YSL, I guess, over the drip and all this other stuff, where he used to just talk hella shit to people in Atlanta. And to me, it's like, bro, if you know you affiliated or the people around you is doing some crazy shit, to me, it's no reason to be going online taunting and talking shit to other people. Because at the end of the day, everybody not gonna keep it solid. And the people that ain't gonna keep it solid, you don't know what information they telling. They may not just be telling on people in their immediate situation to try to get off their case. People would tell on other shit. Like, it, you know, I guess people don't be thinking about that. Not to say that no one in the YSL situation done told on people in the TSF shit, but Cleveland, what up though, what's good, Ali? But it's a lot going on. Talk to me. What y'all been seeing? What's been going on lately? I done seen this situation with Romeo, quote unquote, calling out his father online and putting a lot of business out there. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, everybody that know from the outside looking in pretty much know that Romeo, regardless of how they even said it, because they said at the beginning, I heard Master P talk about it a couple of times, talking about, oh, Romeo at the very beginning, you know, he used to be around this and that, this and that. I believe he was possibly saying these things to try to give his son some validity in the rap game. But regardless, it's like, you know, he lived a comfortable life, this and that. Now, I'm not saying that it's cool not to get paid for what you need to get paid for, but at the end of the day, between a son and a father, I don't believe people should go to the internet with it. It should be something that's handled behind the scenes. Like, if you're going to stop fucking with your father, the father going to stop fucking with the son, as far as like Master P and all that stuff, I don't feel like you should go to the internet to try to get public opinion, because now once you doing that as a son, you basically trying to sway people to stop fucking with your father, which can hurt his brand, which if you hurt his brand, you can bring down his money. You know what I'm saying? It's like, is that what you trying to do when you attached to his brand in multiple ways? So I don't get that move. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. What y'all think about that? Y'all been seeing all 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 that It's cold. It's cold. Oh yeah, last night my live stream cut off because my battery. I was out walking. You know what I'm saying, and my battery cut on me. But yeah, back to that Mac Minister thing though. For the people that support him and want to see him free, this is something that's possibly could be breaking something good on his end for his case for another court to see this. And because they see something like that, it's definitely going to make them break down every other piece of evidence and everything in that case to see what's going on. Yeah, PBTV, that's what we were just saying, talking about TSF. Like, I don't, it's a catch-22. This a whole catch-22 to this whole situation. And I'm not even gonna say this rap game. Just if you a person from a certain environment and come up and you got homies or whatever and you become successful in whatever you do, unfortunately, it's always gonna be a pressure there to either try to keep it real with them cats, regardless if what they doing is not what you doing, or you quote unquote can't come back to your hood, because them gonna be the first people that's gonna try to expose you is the people from where you from. If you don't, it's almost like semi extortion. You feel me? And yeah, you say I'm from Houston, Sauce Walker do too much, he too loud. I can see, I can understand that from a person, definitely from that angle. Me personally, talking about some things I thought he was doing just for his brand to promote the OnlyFans and all this, but the other stuff as far as like constantly taunting other crews or talking shit, this and that, a lot of that stuff don't necessarily have to happen all over the internet, you know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, is like you become a successful rapper, it's almost like semi-extortion, because down there, if you get to popping, you don't want to move around these 50 states by yourself. You want to have somebody with you, you know what I mean? Not just security. You want to try to enjoy your riches and your money with somebody, so you bring people along. But then at the same time, and we was just talking about, it becomes a repetitive story over and over again, because when you got to try to get these people in position to be doing something legal, because you may throw them $10,000, $20,000. You may try to clear up their debt, get them some money, get them a car, because you don't want your people looking fucked up at home while you out getting money. But when you put that money in their hands, you don't know exactly what they're going to do with that. Or sometimes you may know exactly what they're going to do with that. And you got to keep that in mind. If anytime these certain individuals that's all connected to you, especially when you put a name, some letters and all that shit on it, after so much violence and bodies or shootings and stuff like that, even if it ain't the feds, somebody gonna come for you. I don't be seeing why the objective is to try to get in position to totally get removed from it. I feel like real quote unquote real street motherfuckers, if that matters, the people that they consider that their opinion, go respect the fact that you done got up out the hood and now you pulling other people out the hood. Me personally, maybe this just me. Say for instance, if it's a person that I personally know from the city, they get the popping and bubbling and now they out making millions. And I see them still coming to the city, putting money in situations that's keeping niggas at home, working and hustling and this and that. Me personally, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? We need to try to have a discussion on some shit that's going to get us in a legal situation. Don't just still have us here doing this, even though we grown men and we have to make that choice. But it's like, I don't know, it's a catch-22, because it's going to be a repetitive cycle over and over and over again. What up, though? What's good? What's good, Fetty? What's the word? It just, what? All next 2023, we gonna hear about at least another 2 or 3 different crews that's gonna get caught up in the Rico. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wish jail on nobody, and I ain't gonna slightly say who I'm talking about, but it's a couple motherfuckers I'm surprised the Ricos and shit haven't already hit they ass, as much as they blatantly talk in they raps about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And everybody not keeping it solid. It's motherfuckers talking where it's enough cookie crumbs everywhere for the police to connect enough dots to try to take people down, or at least, pull them into court. You know what I'm saying? Now, did Sauce Walker get arrested? From what I'm seeing, I seen maybe a post from him on his Instagram, maybe within the past hour or so. But I can't say that he posted that, because they have other people that control shit. So I don't know. But from my knowledge, he haven't got pulled in yet, or haven't got pulled in. You know what I mean? And honestly, I think if they was coming to get him, he would have got caught up in that particular indictment, unless he been keeping himself smart enough away from it. But these are just the people in the city that's waving the banner, and they can't find no connection to him. Which more than likely, they know the money gonna be coming for their attorneys and stuff. They know it's gonna be coming from him, so they gonna be putting hella football numbers in these niggas' ears, and it's gonna be asking all 14 of them dudes hella questions about him. Yeah, no, yeah. But they gonna be asking hella questions about him, and you just gonna have to see if people keep it solid or not on what's going on. Because it do be a lot of situations. Hold on, let me read some of this stuff that y'all saying. Loose lips ain't ships for show. These rappers need to get back to the art of rapping instead of writing personal journeys. Facts. For real. It's all, the rap game now is all about the storyline to this younger fan base, or just to a certain fan base. Most of us, we in it for the craft. Is it a dope beat? You talking about something? That's why most of this music, you can't even go back a year or two from now and even play it. It's outdated. It wasn't never talking about nothing compared to certain music. And I don't want to be that type of guy that's like, I'm just an old grumpy dude that all I listened to is back then, because there are a few artists here and there. But we talking about this particular sector of hip hop with all these niggas getting caught up by the police and all this shit. It ain't no craft. It's all about a storyline. It is start from their local area where people kind of know what's going on. And then you got the fans amping it up from one side to the next. And then people from the outside slowly start finding out about what's going on. And then people get intrigued behind the story to see what's going to really happen. Especially when it's body dropping or shootings and shit like that. So the fans are there just to watch the storyline. That's why they beef songs do millions and millions of views. But when they put out regular songs, they don't do shit. It make it where they have to throw at least one diss in the song to try to make the song do millions of views. Because if people was listening to them for just what they bring into the hip-hop game, it ain't nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your money and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, is it weighing more good than bad with the influence that it's putting out here on this generation of people that every little young dude want to run around and be a shooter, and niggas ain't even trying or thinking about getting money. Niggas ain't even thinking about getting money. They just want to be the toughest motherfucker and throw up their gang and all this shit. It's like, bro, that's what you want to listen to? Like, come on, man. Like, that's what you want to listen to? Niggas that's like just bummy as hell, that all they got to say is, I'm a gangster and I done did this and I done did that. Real motherfuckers ain't got to talk on that. They trying to stay out the way, do what they do, and make it back home to their family. Not all that extra attention. Deaf hip hop for real. That's all it is. And it's getting pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. And ain't nobody really speaking up on it, because it's like these fake ass rules to the game. You know what I'm saying? These fake ass rules to the game where nobody really that's in the game that got influenced to say something like, no, or try to put these little young dudes to a test. Like, come on, man. And any other type of music, or help them, guide them off into, they craft away from just the beef and drill and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tearing down more than just the people in the community where the shit going on, that it's influencing the mind, because people follow whatever they feel like the cool is. If they feel like the cool is to be out here toting guns and killing niggas, breaking all the morals and principles niggas used to live by, it's the reverse now. Running off on the plug, finessing your homeboy, doing this, backdooring people. They think that's all cool. That's why these dudes, even in their rap, say, I can't trust nobody around me, because they know even the dudes that's in the studio while they saying them raps, they don't trust them, because they know if they get the ups in a situation for real, they gonna get over on their ass. And who wants to live that life? Now, keep in mind, like, I understand that's all they know. But at some point in time, it becomes just an excuse, because for you, And for me, at some point in time, certain things was what all we knew. But it took for people to have to try to either travel, put themselves around different people or something, that you have to want to. It's the difference between just all you know. You have to want to. That's like I say, all I know is just to put on Dickie suits every day. Or all I know is to wear this orange hat every day. I have to want to try to do something else or learn something else. But it becomes laziness, you know what I'm saying? Where people, that becomes an excuse at some point in time. Because you can't and this ain't like a debate between me and you, but it's like at some point in time in they rise in the game, you know how many millionaires, other millionaire execs, and these Jewish people, different white people, even black people that they meet that's not in the streets, they rubbing shoulders with. These are the little bitty opportunities of doors they can utilize to try to get to learn something else. So that ain't all they know, and try to get that information to their homeboys. So now they can try to pull themselves about their situation. But most of the time, these niggas be purposely trying to keep their homeboys blind so they can spoon feed them, giving them just enough to come back to keep their ass out there in the streets doing the crazy shit while they getting rewarded for it in the booth. You feel me? Somebody said, word, G Herbo. Like, tell me what you mean about that, about like G Herbo. You talking about like with all that stuff that was hitting the internet? Yeah, the hood is powerful, but you know, it's the hood mentality is what's the thing that's powerful, because of what people, when they stepping out their front porch, feel like is what's cool, what's these rules and all this. It ain't unless they just got some super solid cats around them, and that's very few in between. People don't really learn their lesson until they go to jail, and that's when they see that these rules don't mean shit. That these dudes are not gonna be putting money on your books. These dudes ain't gonna be really scrapping up money. I'm talking about not on the rap level, just in the hood, trying to get you an attorney. You gonna go in there with a public defender. And when you get out, all it is, just when you get out, okay, some people go crack some bottles with you and all this and that, and then go back to the same old shit. You know what I mean? Like at some point in time, the cycle, even, you know, and only can speak for myself, at some point in time, the cycle has to stop. Especially when you seeing, we all lucky to be alive and to be here, right? You know what I'm saying? So as we seeing John, this person, that person getting whacked, getting killed, then getting killed, then getting killed, this person going to jail, this person getting killed, what we think gonna eventually happen? You know, God only give us, and I'm not here to preach like on some God stuff. It just, for me, I done had certain situations in my life that told me that there is a higher being, and that he give you warning signs before the real storm come. And it's like either you gonna pay attention to that or you not gonna pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the realest shit I can say. But that be the thing, when a person's super intoxicated, fucked up, that sign God may get that sign 3, 4, 5 times with a person not paying attention to it. Like I said in my podcast about the college stuff, and I was like, and this ain't something as far as the story. Before my partner moved down to Atlanta, that would have been a joint thing of both of us moving down to Atlanta. My mom called out. Now, keep in mind, we down south at this time. Normally, I said this, my mom, normally if she call or a family member call and say, hey, I'm sick, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Normally, you just talk to them a little bit more, check on them, make sure. For whatever reason, I'm like, no, let me go back home to Detroit to check on my mom to make sure everything all right. End up going back home, end up being there for like almost 11 months. But in between that time, that's when my homeboy end up whatever and end up getting killed. We probably would have been together. Like coming to find out everything else behind the situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little bitty things and situations happen sometimes to pull you away from it, especially when it's not really meant for you. You know. My little baby back there. What's up, bro? Hope all is well with you. Any updates on Messy Marv? Uh, no, that the last thing. I don't know if you did you see the dude Kevin Finley. I don't know. Did you see any of the interviews that I put up with Kafani? Like, I don't really know how people in the Bay and Oakland and all that stuff view from the the city, because the city could look at people a certain type of way, and then the outside world can look at an artist a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how the inner city views Kafani. But in that interview, and I put it up where he gave a little update on Messy Marvin, saying unfortunately he locked up, and they saying because of all the drugs and stuff that he was on, like his mind is gone. Now I've heard some people say, that's a tactic that he using, whatever. If you feel me, I don't want to say too much, but that's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing, that his mind's supposed to be gone from all the drugs, and unfortunately, I even heard that that's a part of. Hold on, I don't think. Okay, no. I've heard like in San Francisco, that's like they're like kind of a part of their culture to get down with the dog food and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually fuck with it. He said it's 100% correct. It needed to be said. Free Messy Marv. Mike, I appreciate that, man, and everything that everybody in here saying. That's why one thing for sure, I couldn't, even after taking that 11-month break, couldn't leave this alone, because this is really the only outlet for me to really speak to other like-minded individuals. Because everything that we speaking about, the reason why I be so passionate about it, because I really be dealing, just like y'all dealing with these situations, the same shit these rappers and all these niggas going through, everybody else in some form or fashion. If you come or been around or come from a certain environment, you dealing with it just on a different scale, where we ain't got a magnifying glass beam down us for millions of people. You know what I'm saying? They dealing with haters, we dealing with haters. They dealing with jealous people, we dealing with jealous people. You know what I'm saying? They family backstabbing them, we got backstabbing ass family. You got friends, they got friends they grew up with that's hating on them. We got the same shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And so I be so passionate about just the topics, because really, they are just the mascot for these rappers are just the mascot for the bigger issue that niggas need to learn, that we gotta change our mentality. And it ain't gonna happen overnight, but like the motherfuckers like us in this community right here, you know what I'm saying? All we can do is just try to speak on it and spread the word, you know what I mean? And whoever's with it to see the real in it, eventually it change their mind. But I appreciate that super chat, family. For sure. Yeah, for real. I hope Mess bounce back, because every so often I do listen to some of his music from back then. You know what I'm saying? And what's crazy, the dude that put me up on Messy Marv is my homeboy that got killed. That was from Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? He put me up on Messy Marv, Hustle Loud, Live Wire, all that stuff. This back in like 2005, 2006, maybe somewhere around there, maybe closer to 7 or 8. I didn't know nothing about none of these cats, because I'm down where we was at. I'm down there putting him up on Detroit music, so he started putting me up on music from out his way. You see the lights? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you say happy you back, happy you posting videos again. Yeah, I'm trying to get back in the groove of it, because it be so much behind the scenes stuff, you know what I mean, that I just gotta ignore. That I'm not gonna say, some of y'all may see it, some of y'all may not see it, but it's you in a way, you gotta be kind of a little bit compromised to make it like this up in this game. If they feel like you ain't compromised, they really want to try to get you up out of here, because you can't be controlled. Because the whole game is all about image and ego, and they got to protect that by any means, because that's what sell their product to the people on how they. Now, I'm not here to slander people or tear nobody down. The truth is the truth. And if it becomes a highlighted topic that the community gonna talk about, we gonna talk about it. But that's why certain people will try to get up under you and get cool with you and this and that, because then they want the narrative to come out a certain way. You know what I mean? And if you can't be controlled, then they'll start trying to throw lies on your name do anything to try to make you look a certain way to the people, to make you look uncredible or whatever the case may be. And beyond just that, then you dealing with all the behind the scenes bullshit that the other people that do this do. I guess me personally, I've never been the type of person. Say for instance, on this, we own a street called H Block, and it's 10 houses on this block, and all of us, no, out of 4 of them houses, we all hustling. I don't give a fuck what y'all doing, long as y'all not breaking in my shit, try to fuck with my shit. Good work gonna sell itself. Or I don't need to just sit right here and try to do what I do, and I don't mean to use hustling as a example because I'm not glorifying it, but for people who understand what I'm saying, my thing is maybe I need to move around then and get my money, but I'm not about to hate on y'all because good work gonna sell itself. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get my shit off regardless. People be too competitive in the wrong thing when actually we need more black individuals in media. It don't make no sense that it's not really no powerhouse besides, of course, like Revolt and things like that. But we see where that come from. Like, it's major money behind that. Somebody that's not compromised, that's not compromised, that's not from the industry, that come up in this game. You know what I'm saying? And what happened? Hey, Filmo, what happened to the hustler? It's all, yep. Salute BG. London was good. Roper was good. How you pronounce that? Lamanta was good with it. It said, bro, what Adolf Hitler doing here? Where's Adolf Hitler at? Tammy was good. But yeah, so. No, I'm just saying, like, maybe he may not own it, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it's not no industry, whoever that came up and do this. Like, just say a freelance journalist that's putting in work, trying to do his thing, that's not compromised, you know what I'm saying, that's not trying to tear down the, the industry, just keep it, keep pumping out content, get the opportunity to really grow in this particular situation, you know what I'm saying? But when these eyes start seeing you getting traffic and all that, and they see that they can't control you, it start being a lot of little strings behind the scenes pulled to try to pull people back. You say after Jack was killed, Hush just fell back. He still drops singles from time to time. He's a legend though. For sure, that's what's up. That's what's up, you know what I mean? Yeah. Lil Romeo said, I look at that just on a family level. It should be enough respect for the legacy of the family, regardless if shit is tore up and tore down or whatever the case may be. It should be enough respect for the family legacy to keep the bullshit off the internet. Handle it internally. Try to get things right internally, because what's going to get fixed by going to the internet tearing down your father or tearing down or vice versa or anything like that? Nothing is going to get fixed other than you're just trying to get public approval for people to side with you. And either way, people going to get caught up in the mess for a little minute, then they going to move on. Or people side with lil Romeo, stop supporting Master P, and then now you're tearing down the bigger legacy that helped raise you and kept you out of harm's way, and you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff. Now, I can't speak to the finances part because I don't know. Of course, if I was working, I want to get paid for whatever the fuck I do. You know what I mean? So, but it's definitely a family thing. The dude that just asked about the how's it looking for the back minister. Basically, I'm seeing right now that and this was something that if you go back to the old videos of what me and Mac did a while ago, he pointed out that it was a person that's supposed to have been a witness to whatever happened that night in Kansas City. I guess said it was like an eyewitness or seen it or gave some information to the police. His attorneys end up finding out this particular witness was locked up in Atlanta, incarcerated on the particular date, and not just that day, like well before it and after it, was locked up. So it was no way that he was in Kansas City at that time. So so I guess a judge is seeing that this case was thrown together a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, you about to have some more digging into the case, or it may get him up out of there. Who knows? Like if I see something, I definitely keep y'all updated. Like I don't be seeing everything that's going on, but like 3 or 4 people hit me up today about it. One of the cats is in here. You know what I'm saying? Fetty, shout out to Fetty. Said too many antics going on these days. We need to get back to the solid content and less drama. Yeah. A lot of times, I'm not even saying the Master P, Romeo, this and that. A lot of times, people, these some of these dramas and arguments and all this stuff is scripted just to bring traffic, to get people names and brands on the front of people's mind, like we know, to either then try to point them in a direction towards a product or something. You know, hey, some fans fall for it. Some I ain't gonna say fans. Some people fall for the same old tricks over and over again. And at the end of the day, it's like certain things to me not worth it. If you can't get the dollar, just also some strong morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to out somebody else or put down a family member or whatever the case may be to get my money. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to necessarily deliberately try to take down another person for me to come up. You know what I mean? I just don't see it like that. Yeah, facts. BG, that's London. That's real. You know what I'm saying? It's way too personal to take a side because at the end of the day, at some point in time, they going to get it together. That's why I said I don't know the finances part. I know personally, if I work hard for something, I want my money. I want to get my bread. I don't know if it's 100% truth. He's saying the money he was making was paying off his taxes. Now maybe that he older, he's seeing that and he looking at his actual financial being now and like, damn, I should have more bread than this. But then that means there is a conversation that you and your pops need to sit down with some accountants and shit and figure out how can we make this make sense so I can be happy in this situation as your son. And now we got to see the response from the other side. Someone said PS bag will never the same as before and need that bread to come back up. Who is PS bag? I don't. But yeah, I was just really for real hopping back on here because last night we was doing a live stream and it just cut off abruptly because my battery died. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to double back and get back online and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to chop it up with y'all and see what's going on. Y'all been doing good. Y'all getting ready for the holidays. Y'all families good. Big V was good with it. Was good. How the show been going? How the podcast and the show been going? You should post in here like what's the name of your podcast and all that stuff. He said Masterpiece Bread not the same after the No Limit Music. That probably was the peak in his life of huge amount of money coming in fast. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't know if he maintained it or saved it, or if that's why he's trying to branch it out into all these little businesses, because money come, money go. It's just all about really saving it and putting it in the right places for the money to start making this money. And so a lot of times people be learning on the go, especially when they dealing with that much money and ain't been nobody else around them to tell them how to really. We not taught money in school for real. I just seen something on Instagram, and we be having these conversations about school. The school system be teaching 50% of the shit they teaching is the wrong shit compared to what we really need to know once we get out here in this real world. Say get ready. Bankroll was good with it. Get ready for this cold weather. No, I feel that. The Chop It Up podcast, yeah, for sure, Big V, for sure. People need to tap in with that. Say those chips are selling things are just more expensive. Charlotte for life, blessings and salute to you. For real, for real. Say Doc Romeo wants his money. My thing is, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with him or saying he lying. That's never been, that never really be my stance towards anything. I'm just speaking towards just the actual concept of what this argument is about. You know what I'm saying? Not particularly just them. I wish this was something that they could handle behind the scenes. Because sometimes you could put a person on blast, and that can make them even more say, "Fuck you, I ain't about to deal with you," or try to make things right since you done took it to the public now. And my thing is, especially between a father and a son, or a parent and a sibling, it should be a better way to try to figure things out. Even if the two got to sit there and get everything off themselves as men to each other, get it all off their chest, and then sit back down and like, okay, how can we figure this out? Especially, and like you say, if Romeo not lying, which I don't have no reason to say lying or telling the truth. I don't know. But how can we figure this out? Because if you get accountants in it and that person can say, hey, over these years, as Little Romeo as an artist and that, this is how much I brought in. This is how much hit my banking account. I never made this money, and this money was allotted to go towards this. How can we fix this situation for me to start getting a percentage off of something where I can start getting the money that I made back then now? Romeo, of course, I'm not saying it verbatim, but he was just saying like the image Master P put out ain't real. He's addicted to social media. Saying like all the money that he made as Little Romeo, he never got the money. That money was used to pay for Master P taxes and all this and that. You know what I mean? So it seems like it's a financial issue, which we see every groups, family, everything, money. Like they say, even marriages, 60 to 70% of marriages don't last because of what? Financial reasons. If people struggling in the house, stress is up, then people get more and more mad at the simplest shit, then it becomes arguments, this and that. So finances, but that, just like I said, because we not taught, and this is why now that we know, it's like right in our minds of knowing, like a certain generation of knowing that, okay, they're not teaching this shit to our kids in school. Us at home as parents got to be, once a kid get to a certain age and comprehension level, and start slowly teaching them about money and how money work, how taxes work, how credit work, all that stuff before they get into this world. Because you may have some schools out here in this world that may be teaching it, but most people that I know from my experience, the classes I took in high school and all that stuff, they weren't teaching you like financial literacy. So a lot of times, a lot of these people that we speak about on this channel or whatever, millionaires, they the first people in their whole family tree to ever touch this money. So they winging it, dealing with this money, then dealing with all this pressure from everybody around you wanting something. It's a crazy game. It's a crazy game. But yeah, I don't want to keep this too long, but I definitely want to, what I'm saying, send a big shout out to all you guys, let you know once again, regardless if you've been seeing, I don't know if YouTube sent out my alerts to you guys or not, but I have been uploading, and if you want to go back and watch the videos that I have put up, and for the people that is here from the Bay, that do care, because someone was talking about the Messy Marv stuff, and I was telling you that Kafani said how Messy Marv is doing. For people that care, like Kafani kind of gets more deeper into his case and what happened. He just was like, it was certain shit he didn't want to come out while he was still free. And now that he's incarcerated, he wanted to come out now because he wanted to make sure while he was still free that it couldn't affect nothing else. Like once he locked in and he in jail, this and that, he started his time, they can't try to come back. And there was some information about who the snitches was and all this and that. So those things will be coming out. So, just be on the lookout for that. And if it's some people y'all want me to interview, just holler at me on my Instagram. Like, just holler at me. Just chop it up with me. If I see it, I'm going to respond. Keep in mind, I don't see everything, but if I see it, I'm going to respond. or holler at me here or on my emails. Like you know, you can. It's easy to kind of. I ain't gonna say it's easy, but it's ways to get in contact with me, or if it's different topics, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? We about to get the podcast and all that shit back rolling, all that. You know, so and I ain't saying that's all gonna happen overnight, but we are going to get these things back popping. So, now, much love to everybody that's in here. Unless it's something else, I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. Is something else that y'all want to talk about before I get up out of here? I don't see nothing. But yeah, much love to everybody, man. Y'all be safe these holidays. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stress be during these holidays with family and trying to get things in order to show their loved ones and stuff. You know, just give everybody a tight hug. Make sure they love them. Check on people. And even if you the strong one in the family, you know, pay attention to the people that actually try to comfort you. Because sometimes we could be the big brother to everybody, or the person that everybody call us for advice and this and that, and people don't ever think about, damn, maybe sometimes I need to call and check on Doc. How's he doing? How's he doing mentally? You know, because we end up being that person for a lot of people. Like, it's a lot of people I talk to, and that ain't nothing wrong with it because we either family or friends, and that's just what it is. But it's a lot of people I speak to, and I hear about their problems, may give them advice, may just listen to it. Cause sometimes the people just need to be able to vent. But those same people got to think about if you they shoulder, and sometimes maybe need to be a shoulder for you and listen to see what's going on with you. Because that's why there's so much of a spike in this depression, and you hearing about everybody doing this suicide shit and all that. But no, as far as payroll shit, he down there, you know, he always dropping or got something coming out. So I'm gonna have to really look into it to see. I don't really know like exactly when, but payroll down there always got something coming out. I don't know if y'all fuck with Bodie James, but Bodie James got a project coming out fucking with Anthony Danza. And I don't know if you familiar with that name, but one of Messy Marv's biggest songs that pay me, Anthony Danza is the dude that did the beat to it, but he rapped too. You know what I'm saying? And he code, and he actually here it's a whole era of rap out here that people really don't even know about. It's like it's called retro hip hop, where like the beats, not like just not even like on some boom bap shit. Just the videos take you back to like the 80s and 90s. The beats, he doing his thing. Anthony Danza doing his thing, but Anthony Danza and Bodie James got a project coming out together. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. But I'm gonna tap back in with y'all boys, you know what I mean? Y'all be smooth out there. And excuse the lighting and all that stuff, but you know it's nighttime and all that stuff. I ain't trying to have the whole car just lit up where I'm at. But much love. I'm gonna catch back up with y'all. Peace.